The battle between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton keeps increasing in intensity, and it seems we can count on the claws coming out off track even when they don't go wheel to wheel on it. New Formula 1 Championship leader Verstappen said his Monaco Grand Prix win showed actions always speak louder than words, in a likely reference to pre-race remarks from title rival Hamilton. Verstappen's dig came after a crucial result for him and his Red Bull team in a race where Mercedes imploded. We're sad to see the 100% record of Verstappen and Hamilton fighting each other on track this year come to an end, but at least they've found another way to keep the fire burning. This title fight is developing a slightly soap opera-ish subplot, but as we'll explore in this video, there are other more significant new narratives cropping up as well. The 2021 season really is living up to expectations, so make sure you're subscribed to the race to avoid missing any of it. The off-track needle between the title contenders had started in the early races, when Hamilton and Mercedes boss Toto Wolff had stressed they didn't have the best car and had only benefited from Red Bull and Verstappen making errors. On Wednesday in Monaco, Hamilton said he'd done well to avoid incidents with Verstappen in their wheel-to-wheel fight so far, and suggested Verstappen might have something to prove in battle. Verstappen retaliated the same day by insisting that wasn't the case, and said he also deserved credit for the hard but fair racing between the pair over the first 4 events. Then his team boss Christian Horner weighed in, suggesting Hamilton was just playing games and that Verstappen was getting under his skin. It was the Red Bull camp that would enjoy the last laugh in Monaco. Verstappen's win of 4th place for teammate Sergio Perez and a miserable event for Mercedes launched Verstappen and Red Bull into the lead of both championships. Verstappen now holds a 4-point advantage over Hamilton and leads the World Championship for the first time in his career, while Red Bull has moved 1 point clear of Mercedes, having trailed it by 29 points before. Red Bull had earmarked Monaco as an opportunity to fight back against Mercedes, but this weekend certainly went better than expected. So perhaps unsurprisingly, Verstappen jumped at the chance to take a dig at his title rival afterwards, when asked by the race how important it had been to strike a blow against Mercedes at a track expected to suit Red Bull better. Verstappen said, "Well, first of all, actions always speak louder than words. That's a good lesson after this weekend. You only have to talk on the track. That's what I like. We as a team so far made the smallest mistakes. That's why we're ahead. I hope we can keep that going for the rest of the season." Leading the points matters little at this stage of such a long season, and the true significance is in turning the tide against Mercedes and Hamilton, who had won the last 2 Grand Prix. But Verstappen clearly couldn't help himself and took a great deal of satisfaction about getting one over on Hamilton. Mercedes has so often been the class of the field during the V6 engine era, but when it goes wrong, it tends to go very wrong. So while Verstappen and co may think that Hamilton has egg on his face, this was just a small insult to add to Mercedes' true injury in Monaco. Hamilton brushed off Verstappen's comments when they were put to him by the race, laughing that he couldn't care less and praising Red Bull for doing a great job. He added that he wouldn't say any more because it's childish when you start getting into a war of words. Hamilton's bigger concern was that he wasn't part of the Monaco lead fight at all, enduring a poor run to 7th after qualifying badly, then losing out on strategy in the race. He vowed to have tough discussions with his engineers after a disastrous qualifying. At no stage during the weekend had the Mercedes W12 looked fully competitive, but Hamilton felt that changes made between Thursday and Saturday exacerbated the car's reluctance to generate tyre temperature. This trait has been a key Mercedes weapon at some races to date, most notably at Barcelona, where it was key to Hamilton's victory. But around Monaco it's of no relevance, and the downside was particularly punishing. Teammate Valtteri Bottas managed to cope with the problem better. He qualified 3rd, and in poleman Charles Leclerc's absence, ran 2nd behind Verstappen early on. But then Bottas made his pit stop and encountered a catastrophic problem with his front right wheel. It was an extreme variation of a pit stop issue seen plenty of times in F1, where the gun's not aligned cleanly on the nut, and then the nut is rounded off when the gun's engaged. On this occasion, the nut was damaged so badly that the edges were instantly worn away completely, and there was nothing left for the gun to grip. That meant the nut was machined onto the axle, and the wheel couldn't be removed. Bottas retired, and Mercedes had to wait until the car got back to the factory in the UK before it could finish taking the wheel off. It was a calamitous way for Bottas' race to end, while a bad strategy call for Hamilton meant he couldn't even take advantage. A failed undercut on Pierre Gasly meant Hamilton missed a chance to rise to 4th mid-race and maybe even challenge for a podium, as he then lost 2 places to the longer-running Perez and Sebastian Vettel. That left Hamilton an irate 7th and let Red Bull gleefully capitalise on a rare Mercedes off day. The off-track battle between Mercedes and Red Bull took a more serious twist with the escalation of the flexi-wing row that had emerged between the Spain and Monaco races. Stricter load tests will be implemented from mid-June onwards amid concerns that some teams, including Red Bull, are getting around the rules designed to stop wings from excessively flexing. We won't go over the background too much here, but don't worry, if you want to understand this topic better, then check out this video for a full explanation. The relevance here is that Mercedes and McLaren are very unhappy. Even though the parts in question are passing the existing load tests off-track, these teams are arguing that the amount of deformation on-track proves they are breaking another rule about parts with aerodynamic influence not being allowed to move. They are also annoyed that the new tests will only be enforced from June's French Grand Prix, which means Red Bull, Ferrari and the other teams doing this may continue to use such wings in Azerbaijan. A team running a rear wing that bends back on the straights will have the benefit of less drag on one of F1's longest flat-out sections of the season in Baku, while enjoying more downforce in the corners where the wing holds its normal shape at lower speed. The expectation is that without intervention from the FIA, the extra flexi rear wings will be run in Baku, and that will lead to a protest from a team like Mercedes or McLaren almost out of principle. Then it will be down to whether the stewards decide that only the load tests are relevant to judge the legality of the wing and therefore they let the flexi wings live, or whether they go against the FIA's own technical directive and determine these wings are illegal. Wolff reckons the FIA's solution, which he called incomprehensible and half-baked, will end up with this matter going to the FIA's International Court of Appeal. If that happens, this simmering row will have truly boiled over, and then a childish war of words really will seem like silly playground arguments by comparison. How entertained are you by the Mercedes, Red Bull, Hamilton, Verstappen soap opera, or is it just a distraction from the real fight on track and more serious issues off it? Make sure you share your view in the comments below, and if you want to show us even more support, then hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.